You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma, and you're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Wednesday, December 17th, episode 3842. Good morning, horse people.
I saw 3 horses come running in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 horses come running in on Christmas Day in the morning. They want to listen to Glenn and Jamie on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Who wouldn't want to listen to Horses in the Morning?
And that was Robin. Thank you, Robin, for that. Really do appreciate that opener this morning. Hey, I wanted to say that we're thinking of everybody in the Northwest. I don't know if you've seen all the news coming out of there, the massive flooding and the weather and the wind and just everything they have going on. And we have a lot of listeners up there. So I just wanted you to know we're all thinking about you and praying for you and hoping that it dries out sometime soon because the flooding is really terrible. So also, I wanted to mention last week while we were off, I didn't want to leave this go because Vallegro, we have to mention Vallegro, known as Blueberry in the Barn, who passed away last week, obviously ridden by Charlotte Desjardins. And, I know Charlotte's had her issues, but that wasn't Vallegro's fault. So I did want to mention because Vallegro is arguably one of the, winningest dressage horses of all time. He was the only, I have a couple stats here for Vallegro. He's the only horse in history to hold Olympic, World, European, and World Cup titles at the same time in 2014 and 2015. He has 3 Olympic gold medals, individual gold in London and Rio, and a team gold in London, 1 silver medal, and that was a team in Rio. 2 golds at the World Equestrian Games, multiple world championships, and he was one of the few to do back-to-back championships at the World Cup in 2014 and 2015. So, I mean, he broke his own multiple times, broke the world record for the best score in international dressage, and he still holds the highest score in international dressage, and that was with a 94.3.
Man.
So, I mean, it's just crazy, the numbers and the life that this horse had, and he certainly will be missed. He died on December 1st, at the age of 23. He had health complications, they just said, related to old age. So he had an old buddy that he hung out with, Utopia, and they actually put the Utopia down at the same time and buried him at the same place. So they're buried together. But I just wanted to mention Vallegro because, we all watched Vallegro compete. And it was just amazing. I mean, that horse was just incredible.
Yeah, very sad.
All right, let's do some daily Whinnies. Oh, by the way, I got to mention something. And for those of you that aren't auditors, I'll explain what happened. We did the show on Monday, and we talked about Christmas cookies in the post show, and I talked about birthdays, and we talked about how I miss birthdays sometimes. And I have to say that I am so proud of the fact that we've done this show daily for 15 years. And the most controversy that we create is about Christmas cookies and birthdays. Nobody's talking politics. Nobody's getting on each other's case about what they believe or don't believe. It's Christmas cookies and birthdays are our controversy.
And that is where I feel we have won at Life, Glenn, because that is what you and I set out to do, was to have a podcast and do a show that is not something that is going to focus on the politics of today and who's running for what and who's doing what. And this is the kind of stuff we wanted to argue about.
That's right. That's correct. This is our
thumbprint
style.
Cookies are disgusting.
Director Ashley Avis is joining us, and she's joining us to discuss the Lost Horses, and that's a national advocacy campaign working to end U.S. horse slaughter. So we're going to talk to her in a bit. She's been on the show numerous times. We love her to death. Plus, we have some random holiday stuff. I have some more songs for you from years past. And do we have weird news?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Always.
And we're just going to hang out for a few minutes in the Auditor post show. It'll be our last post show of the year. So we'll do that after the main show is done. But in the meantime, let's do some Daily Whinnies. Look what I found.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Well, I didn't want to get in any more trouble because of this birthday thing. So, Charity Dorn, only birthday today. Charity, happy birthday to you. We hope you have a fantastic day.
Oh my God, I did it again.
Oh, what'd you do?
I feel, you know what? When you run a business, you for those first several years, you don't want to show a profit. So I'm doing my best, Glenn, to not show a profit.
I feel like you've been in business long enough now that you can show a profit, to be honest.
No, I need to make a loss here and there. So I needed to spend some money. I'm pretty sure I had to do it for taxes. I had to.
What'd you buy?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to give you the backstory because we have time. So a couple of weeks ago, there was a horse that was for sale at Remington Park, and it was a pony horse that somebody was selling, and it was a thoroughbred that had been used as a pony horse. And I thought, oh my God, that'd be perfect if somebody could ride all winter and then take it to the ranch, in Colorado in the spring, and they'll love it to pieces. And so I called the woman. I'm like, hey, I can be there in like 35 minutes. And she's like, oh, I'm out of town. And then it was Thanksgiving. And then she had a family member die. And she kept rescheduling the appointment to go see him. And at that point, I get a text. I'm supposed to go see the horse on a Wednesday. And I get a text Tuesday night. Thank you for your interest. He's sold. And I was not happy. I'm like, I messaged Rebecca. I even told her at one point, I was like, okay, just as I understand that you're having all these issues, but just so I'm first in line. She was like, oh, of course, of course. And we have mutual friends on the track, which they all know about this now. So she sold the horse without telling me. And I messaged her and I was like, I thought you said I was first in line. Like, I really wanted this horse, Glenn. I was like, this is the perfect horse. I wanted it so bad. And she's like, I never said that you were first in line. And so I screenshot where she said I was first in line and sent it to her. And I was like, you said, she was like, that's not a thing. I was like, I'm 30 minutes away. She was like, well, somebody bought him sight unseen. I'm like, I would have seen him in 5 minutes. So anyway, it's really hurt. It's really stuck with me on the fact that not that I drug my feet, but dragging feet lost on the sale of this beautiful thoroughbred that was going to be perfect. So I might have seen another one yesterday, or I guess day before yesterday. So there's a horse, and here's his ad, and it's written, who's looking for a big and gentle, classy gray thoroughbred that's got a ton of sense? Meet Sunday. This beautiful 5-year-old has got the brains, the build, and movement to die for. He's an honest boy and currently being used to teach other babies how to gallop and new joggers to jog. He's ready to retire off the training track and become someone's new mount. He loves having a job and is looking for someone to take him there. He is sound and has had no past injuries. He has no vices, but does like to move around a lot when asked to stand still under saddle. So we advise an intermediate rider for him, located in Utica, Kentucky. And he's so pretty. He's so pretty.
I know you didn't have time to drive to Kentucky and back.
I'm not dragging feet anymore, Glenn. So I call the guy and I'm like, hi, I'm calling about the horse. And he answered some questions. Now I don't know who wrote this ad because the guy I spoke to doesn't speak English. I mean,
AI.
It might be a fourth language at this point. Like, didn't speak great English. Very nice guy. Very nice, but was hard for me to understand. And then they sent me some videos and I was like, send me some videos. And it's him galloping on the track. that ad would lead you to believe that he's is a company horse on the track. Like there's always baby horses that go out and he's the company horse, and like Seabiscuit, they taught him to lose kind of thing. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, he's like a babysitter, and they said Seabiscuit and they taught him to lose. I mean, it's just so awesome. Yeah, he raced last week. I'm like, who wrote this ad? This ad does not reflect this horse at all. And so I'm looking at the videos. They did a jog video back and forth, and I'm pretty sure that this thing is wild as a deer. I don't know that, but he seems to be fairly wild, and he's really pretty, and he's a big gray thoroughbred. And from the pictures and videos, he looks soundish, I guess. I don't know. I didn't give a crap, Glenn. He is 5.
Does that mean 10 or is he actually 5?
He's a racehorse. I looked him up. Okay. And that's where I found out he raced last week. I'm like, I thought he was a companion on the track, but no, they're running him. And by the way, his speed figures in Kentucky should be 80. They're 10. Like he has like multiple 3s and 10s.
That's perfect.
So he's super slow. But then I'm watching him being ridden, and I'm like, oh, this sucker's wild as a deer. Like they couldn't even hardly jog him. He's wild. And you know what? I bought the damn horse anyway.
I thought you weren't buying horses sight unseen anymore.
But I'm still stung from the last one.
Do I need to go back to the recording where you actually said that and play that back?
I might have bought a disaster. I might have bought something awesome. I don't know because the guy didn't speak English. Glenn, I didn't care. I was like, he's so pretty. I'll just take him. I don't know what I bought, but he's getting picked up next Tuesday and being delivered to my house next Tuesday night.
And it's another great. You're going to need a case of Quicksilver a month at the rate you're going.
I know. But he was so cheap. It was like he was free, Glenn.
Is that what you told Chad after you just got a car and a saddle?
I'm like, seriously, think I'm dying. Like, I'm not kidding. Like the fact that I got a car and then I get this saddle, and then I was like, I saw this horse, and he was like, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening right now? I need to call my doctor and be like, am I dying? Guys, I don't know what's happening because I'm just spending money and getting whatever I want, like a princess. And I'm not the princess lifestyle. Okay. This is not princess money.
We proved that on Monday when we did those gifts that we are not bougie in any way.
We're not bougie. And again, it's just it's a racehorse that I thought was a companion horse, and it's supposed to be super gentle according to the ad. And then the guy doesn't speak English. And I was like, is he up to date on his vaccines? And is he up to date?
Well,
he was like,
had to be on a racetrack.
That's what he said.
That's one good thing you know, because if he raced last week.
You said it a lot nicer than he did. I mean, I don't want to say I was verbally assaulted, but I kind of was verbally assaulted. And I was like, fine, I'll take him. How do you want me to send the money? And he was like,
he shamed you into taking him.
Totally. I don't care. He's so pretty. So he's like,
this guy speaks fluent English, by the way. He just does this for people like you to get them conned into buying their horses. I'm
not going to offend him by doing his accent, but if any of you want to reach out to me later, I'm happy to tell you like all the things and how he talked. But this is why I never tell people what I do, because I'm going to talk about you on my show. Anyway, so he's going to come and live at my house. I've got my horse hauler. Steve is going to go get him, and he's in Kentucky. And
as long as he's sound, if you train him up, he'll be good for resale, if nothing else, right? So
that's what I said about Ace 3-4 years ago. He's going to be for sale. Uh-huh.
Well, if you don't fall in love with him, then he can be for sale. You make
like
a few
I
bucks.
said, when Ace came, Ace was so sweet and snuggly. This horse looks like he wants to hurt people. So we'll see how it goes. So what could possibly go wrong? I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Tell Chad you did it for the show. I did it for the show. I did it for the listeners.
He doesn't even care. But I swear to God, if I brought a dog or a cat into this house, he would leave. Like I can't have
if you bring another goldfish into the house, he's going to leave.
Yeah. But the horses, he doesn't care. And he's like, he's really pretty. You should get him. I'm like, you're the worst. You're the worst. And so I realized what I do is that I call the guy who hauls all the horses for Horse and Hound is named Steve, and he does a lot of the horse transport. And a lot of our listeners have met him because he does a lot of hauling for them. And so I have to call him because I'm not going to buy a horse that he can't pick up soon. This horse is only like a couple, 8 hours away. So I'm like, can he get? So I call Steve, and and I've done this before. I'm like, I'd like to play this game called Where in the World is Steve? And I call Steve, and I'm like, hey, Steve, where are you? And they'll be like, I'm in Northern Idaho. And I'm like, cool, I'm not buying the horse that's down south because you're not going to be able to get it. So I always like use Steve as a barometer on whether I should buy a horse or not. So I call Steve, and I was like, hey, Steve, where are you? And he's like, I'm in Southern Colorado. I'll be home in 2 days. And I'm like, damn it, I'm buying the horse. I was like, can you go get a horse in Kentucky? I haven't bought him yet, but I was just trying to see where you were. And he's like, yeah, I could get him Tuesday. I'm like, damn it, I bought the horse. Everything has to fall into place, and everything fell into place, and it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. It's going to be fine.
You're lucky. Talk about a Christmas present. That horse will be arriving on Christmas Eve.
I know. I'm so excited. Merry Christmas to me. So, and I was like, how do you want me to pay? Do you take Venmo or PayPal? He's like, what? And I was like, okay. He was like, just bring the money with the guy who's picking him up. And I'm like, that'll work too. I did say, I was like, listen, man, listen. If I'm going to give you the money when he gets picked up, I'm going to be super pissed if my hauler gets there and the horse is already sold. Do you promise that he will be there? Because I'm not paying a guy that many hundreds and thousands, whatever dollars to go pick up this horse and you sell him out. But he's like, no, I got my word. It's my word. And I was like, cool, whatever.
With a guy like that, his word counts. Yeah.
It counts. Yeah, it counts.
With the woman, apparently not so much, but with that guy.
Whoever wrote the ad was not this guy.
That was AI Glenn wrote the ad right there.
Exactly. AI Glenn wrote the ad. So literally I have a picture of him and I have a video of him galloping. So I will post that on the Facebook page if you guys want to see it. It's literally a video of him galloping sometime in the summer. I don't even know when this is all happening. I don't know what I bought. I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
This is not only Merry Christmas to you, it's Merry Christmas to us, the listeners. It really is. This is going to be so good for the show.
You're welcome.
StatelineTax.com. Right now, you need to just get a gift certificate, people. It's getting almost too late to ship stuff for the holidays, but gift certificates are Horse Husband approved. Everybody, I haven't met a horse person yet that doesn't want a gift certificate where they can buy whatever the heck they want. Head over to StatelineTax.com right now. I'll actually put the link directly in the show notes to the gift certificate page, and they make it so easy. I bought their gift certificates before, and they make it so easy to do. And if you're buying regular stuff, don't forget to use the coupon code HRN. HRN gets you 30% off any order over $49. Use the coupon code HRN at checkout. Some products don't qualify because they're already in sale or manufacturer restrictions, but if you just put it in, it'll show you which ones do qualify in the shopping cart. And then go ahead and get that $1,000 gift certificate for that friend of yours, or have your husband get the $1,000 gift certificate for you. That's
if y'all could send it to me, that would be great because I'm clearly going to be spending more money.
StatelineTax.com. All right, I want to play a trailer before we get to our guest, okay? And now, do we need a tissue alert here?
Not gonna lie, this is a show of lots of ups and downs.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions, laughing and crying. So maybe you'll need. I mean, it's super good. Just suck it up and listen.
Every year, 20,000 horses, thoroughbreds, ex-show jumpers, lesson ponies, Arabians, wild horses, even donkeys, are shipped to slaughter in Mexico and Canada. These are not unwanted animals. These are partners, athletes, companions. But instead of love and compassion, their final moments are ones of abandonment and terror. Please stand with the lost horses. Raise your voice, speak out, and take action at losthorses.org. I'm Jessica Springsteen. Please pass the SAFE Act so no horse is lost again.
Whew, y'all got to watch that. I mean, it's like the person that made that is a professional filmmaker. So, and I would like to welcome
weird.
Ashley Avis to the show. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me back. It's good to hear your voices.
Well, just to remind everybody, you directed the new version of Disney's Black Beauty and also Wild Beauty, Mustang Spirit of the West. And I feel like your life changed and your life mission changed when you started Black Beauty. Tell us a little bit about that.
It really did. I grew up riding horses and loving horses. And then, like so many of us, you go to college and you start your professional life. And for me, I went to New York City and worked as a journalist, and horses fell away for about 10 years. And then starting my career as an independent filmmaker and, working my way up and doing all of the scrappy jobs that you need to do to climb in that industry. Eventually, about 10 years later, from that point, I got the opportunity to pitch my take on reimagining Black Beauty. And I didn't want to just take a beloved novel that I grew up with and create a whole new story that had nothing to do with the original. And that's when I discovered why Anna Sewell wrote it, which was an animal welfare plea for the horses of her time to raise awareness. And that's the direction we took that film. And it just, horses came back full force. And I realized storytelling can tie to advocacy and making change.
Now, for those who don't know, if you haven't seen it, it is beautiful. I've told Ashley this. I'm like, I didn't want to like it because Black Beauty is like, I mean, I've got 15, antique copies on my bookshelf. I'm like obsessed with it, as everybody knows. And I didn't want to like it. I loved it. I loved it because what you did was you played Anna Sewell and like took what we are dealing with in our current time in the horse welfare world and made a movie out of that. And you shaped it around Mustangs. And I just love Mustangs to pieces. So the fact that you could tie in both those things together just was so powerful and wonderful. And I loved it. And so being that you ended up traipsing along, making the filmmaking for the Mustangs, you saw a lot of things happen. You ended up adopting Mustangs because of it. And you've started to live the life, and you gave these horses that you adopted a fair chance at life. And what you did was great and amazing and beautiful. And then it didn't stop there. You didn't stop by just making that movie. Then you went on to continue to tell the tale of the Mustangs.
Well, it's been amazing. I mean, I feel like we all can make change in our little corners of the world. And this kind of found me again, and horses came back. And it was extraordinary to see the response to Black Beauty and just children around the world. And the messages I got after that film came out in 2020, it was so powerful, where people said, I found healing, or I didn't know about the plight of the wild horse. And so around the time that I was editing Black Beauty, I started seeing horses in need. I had started filming some of the roundups in 2018 and was becoming very educated about the wild horse plight. And it's just, if you have a platform and you have an opportunity to lift something up, you can't turn your back on that. And it was becoming very clear with Black Beauty and the energy around it at the time that we had a moment to educate people and to drive awareness towards something that so few people know. We've got wild horses in the Western US. And it was for 5 years on and off filming our documentary, which was a passion project. It was just, I wish everybody could go out there and see what we have, because you want to protect it. And yes, it kept kind of unfolding into starting the Wild Beauty Foundation and doing the rescue work that when we can, and adopting some really special horses and pairing them with the humans that really needed them. And the horses, it's just such a beautiful partnership when you find that right pairing. And I know some of the horses that we adopted really saved some of the people that they ended up coming into the lives of. So it's been very powerful work, and it hasn't stopped, and it's just honestly gotten bigger with our latest campaign, The Lost Horses.
So tell us, that leads us in perfectly to it. Tell us about the Lost Horses.
So when we were filming Wild Beauty, our doc, one of the last pieces that we did, and I was in the middle of editing the film in 2021, and I had gotten to know more about the slaughter pipeline and horses being shipped across the border to Texas or to Mexico and Canada rather. And so we were filming a roundup in Colorado, and we decided, okay, we've got to go down to Texas. We've got to document some of the auction world, some of the, this funnel into the slaughter pipeline into Mexico. And so it was funny, my father was so nervous because our crew was very small, and we weren't going to walk into, Bowie or into Cleburne with, our cinema cameras that are as big as, your torso. We had to be very covert. So we left our little crew behind, and it was me.
You guys would have gotten shot if you'd done that.
Oh yeah. Well, we just went back this summer, and with Wild Beauty, my face is in it. I got seen at an auction at 12:30 in the morning and waved at by a kill buyer. And it's just, I don't think I can really do what I did again. But we, at this point, but it was really necessary for the documentary to witness that and show people what's going on. And so it was me, my younger brother, and my dad. And we all wore button cams, and we were hand sewing them into our shirts, and we went into some of the auctions, and we just documented both like the public auctions and then the ones that happen at 6 a.m. that are not on the schedule. And you see the wild horses coming through, you see the donkeys, you see injured horses, you see pregnant horses, and it's just so heartbreaking because you wish in those moments that you were a billionaire and you could save every single one. And we've saved, over 50 horses over the past couple of years, which to me seems like, I even hesitate to say it seems like a small number because I fiercely believe that every single life matters. But that's the feeling that you have. You want to save all of them. And so in doing that undercover work, and that is featured in Wild Beauty, a few years later, it was top of spring of this year, this wonderful supporter of our work, Dr. Nancy O'Reilly, she reached out to me, and she was becoming more educated on how bad this is. And just like I became, and she reached out and she said, Ashley, I've been adopting. How do we stop this? And we started talking about, obviously it points to the SAFE Act that has been around for a long time. It hasn't gotten over the hump. And how do we change this? How do we finally stop horses shipping to slaughter? And I think it's a massive, massive, massive public awareness problem, not just within the equine community, but within just the general animal loving, horse loving community. Anyone who's empathetic, who knows what's going on, cannot say that that is humane euthanasia. And so that's the mantle we decided to take up with The Lost Horses, which is a multi-pronged PSA campaign coupled with lobbying, coupled with bicoastal public awareness that we're triggering in January.
Well, this is every horse person's nightmare. And I'm going to talk about my situation because like every horse that I sell or have adopted out, the biggest fear, and I always say this, like I have to educate the horses because an educated horse is going to have a better life and not end up on a truck to Mexico. That's just something that we all know because that's what happens. And I went to the Jones auction here in Oklahoma about a year ago, and I ended up, I could save one. But I went to that auction and I'm walking around and I just remember thinking, how is this legal? This cannot be legal. It was ungodly horrors that these poor horses are just the victims of. So I feel like that's why today, our second to last day before Christmas break, I wanted to bring this and let people know what you're doing and let them know they can see it and they can take action. And that's what the whole thing is. You may not save all of them, but you can save one. And that's kind of what I thought when I went there. And so this way you're using your power for good, girl. I love it. So tell everybody how they can help and what you're launching.
Well, I encourage everybody. Everybody's got a voice. Everybody has a different skill set, and it's whether you're sending a letter to your representatives to say, please stand with the SAFE Act, co-sponsor the SAFE Act. If you are a writer and can put something out into the universe, whether it's a social media post or an op-ed, if you have a connection to a journalist, every single one of us has someone that they can ripple this out to. And so we're asking everyone, particularly right now in this moment, as we march towards spring, where we feel like we have the opportunity to gather serious movement and to actually pass this, we're asking everyone to please send those letters, make those calls. When we do it in big numbers, it absolutely works. We've lobbied Congress for years on wild horses, and we talk to those offices. And there can be a fatigue sometimes when it's like, well, I'm just one voice, but your voice times 1,000, when those phone lines start getting clogged, they're starting to pay attention. And I just want everybody who, is listening to this, who has ever met a horse that changed their life or impacted them or that they loved, think about that horse and imagine that horse in that fate. And it's just so profoundly unfair. And think about if you could take action, whether it's today or tomorrow. This is the last week Congress is in session. So we're really begging people to please make these calls. And you can do so. We have a bunch of information at losthorses.org. But think about, if you sent one message, would that save a life? And if you have the capacity to do that, could you take those 2 minutes to, make the call? Or we have an automated message form on our website. You can literally send it in 90 seconds. You plug in your zip code, it propagates your representatives. You don't have to do anything. You just click, enter that, and then we have a pre-written message. You can add to it, you can alter it and lend more of your voice to it, or you can just send it. But when we flood our members of Congress with those messages, they start to understand that the American people don't stand with horse slaughter. 80% of people in this country oppose this. I think any empathetic horse owner who is educated and understands that slaughter is not humane euthanasia opposes this. And so that's what we're asking everyone to do. And we are going to be launching a number of really exciting things next year, and several really big just activations where we have a lot of energy around. We've got a really amazing, very famous musical artist who has given us a very famous song. And I can't say who it is, but everyone knows who this individual is. And we're going to be releasing that in late January. And it's going to be a very explosive moment. And that all is going to lead into a fly-in day in Washington, D.C., which is going to be in March. And if you want to join us in DC, we'll be live streaming it. Follow the Wild Beauty Foundation as we put out information about these key dates and how you can participate. But please, in this moment right now, join us. And we also have a children's congressional letter writing competition for kids that want to use their voices between the ages of 6 and 18. If you care about horses, you can write a letter. We ask you to send it to us handwritten to our P.O. box, and all the information is on our website at losthorses.org. But one young voice we're going to actually bring to Washington, D.C., all expenses paid. And we're going to have them read their letter on the steps of the Capitol to say, everyone, every voice, every person wants to stand with this. And please, let's make a difference for the horses of our time.
You have so many celebrity participants in this as well, including Diane Lane, of course, who was, in Secretariat. You've got Jessica Springsteen, Mackenzie, who was in Black Beauty, Carl Cook, the Compton Cowboys, which we've had on our show. They're wonderful. All of these people are trying to help. So check out losthorses.org. And what's the Wild Beauty website?
Wild Beauty Foundation. Yeah, wildbeautyfoundation.org or Wild Beauty Spirit on Instagram. And we're going to be releasing all of these different PSAs. A lot of them are voiced by equine loving celebrities, and they're 90 seconds, and they dip into the individual life of a horse that can become lost. And we're rolling those out until spring. And so one of the powerful things people can do, and it is so simple, if you go to our Instagram and you choose a video that resonates with you, we're about to release more content on the Compton Cowboys. They're amazing. And you can choose either a PSA video or a poster, share it, and then tag your members of Congress, because they see that stuff. Their staff sees that. And as we create this momentum, if we do it together, they will look. So let's please do it for these horses.
Ashley Avis, thank you so much for using your power for good and helping the horses and helping all of us figure out how to help the horses. You know, sometimes we don't know what we can do. Well, you're making it very easy. LostHorses.org. Check it out, you guys. Ashley, thank you so much for coming on. You're just amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for helping me spread the word.
Well, I realize that was something that, at the holidays is tough to hear and to think about, but it's so important. And we really wanted to get it in this year. And then we'll have her back next year as they're getting to do the rally and things like that. So, it is a mission that Jamie and I are both passionate about. And I obviously, for those that don't know, I used to have my financial planning office literally in the parking lot of the New Holland Sales Stables. It was the house next door. So, I saw this all the time. And I know, Jamie, you do as well. So it's something that I think we're going to talk more about in the coming year because, we're also passionate about that topic. But I knew I needed something to lighten the mood again on our roller coaster of a ride today on the show.
Ups and downs, baby.
And I have Scott and Marissa who sang a song for us. And this is a 12 Days classic. Let's take a listen.
Hi guys, so while Scott was out of town, I thought I would write a version of the 12 Days of Christmas and talk him into singing it with me. So now he's home, and I'm going to victimize him a little bit.
Sounded good to me.
See, he's so willing. Okay, here we go. On the first day of Christmas, my horse gave to me some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. On the second day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 2 playful bucks, some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. What? They were playful. He didn't mean anything by them. On the third day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. All right, hang on here. I need to get some more wine. Okay. You gonna sing this with me?
Yeah.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
So the fair is coming out again.
Yeah, no, he'll be out tomorrow. On the 5th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me a 5-figure vet bill.
Wait, what?
4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
What vet bill?
I was going to tell you about that. He's okay. He's good. On the 6th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 6 stitches healing, 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
Can we get back to this?
No, he's fine. On the 7th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 7 bones a knitting, 6 stitches healing, 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
Seriously?
On the 8th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 8 hours in the ER, 7 bones a knitting, 6 stitches healing, a 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. No, I'm honestly cleared to ride. I'm good. On the 9th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 9 broken halters, 8 hours in the ER, 7 bones a knitting, 6 stitches healing, a 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. On the 10th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 10 busted cross ties, 9 broken halters, 8 hours in the ER, 7 bones a knitting, 6 stitches healing, 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches.
Are cross ties expensive?
No, just use baling twine, it's good. On the 11th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 11 trainers yelling, 10 busted cross ties, 9 broken halters, 8 hours in the ER, 7 bones a knitting, 6 stitches healing, a 5-figure vet bill. 4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. I really wish they wouldn't yell so much. On the 12th day of Christmas, my horse gave to me 12 broken fence boards, 11 trainers yelling, 10 busted cross ties, 9 broken halters, 8 hours in the ER, 7 bones of knitting, 6 stitches healing, and a 5-figure vet bill.
Can we please get back to discussing this?
4 loose shoes, 3 torn blankets, 2 playful bucks, and some bruises and a torn pair of breeches. Also, I need you to go out and fix that fence later. Thanks. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
Well done.
Oh my God, that was so cute.
That's so done. Scott and Marissa, you guys did. They played it beautifully, and I love his horse husband interaction through that whole thing. It was so.
That's so good.
We need to play that every year. That's a classic now. It was so well done. Well, you all have been asking for an update from my wife, Jennifer, Coach Jenn, on her gaited horse and the trials and tribulations that she's had with this 4-year-old now, Jennifer.
He's 4. Yeah, he'll be 5 in April.
Yeah.
Yep.
So James, and everybody wanted an update on James. So how's the training going?
James is doing good. We continue to work on our homework to give James a little bit more confidence that he can exist in the world on his own without training wheels. So he seems to have grown, knocking on wood, seems to have grown out of his stifle sticking problem that he had all summer long.
And that's tough when you're in Florida and the ground is flat. Like the best thing for that is going up hills. So here you go.
See, the joy of it is we live on the only hilly lot in all of Central Florida.
Nice.
So you really can't go anywhere on our property without either going up or down a hill. So
now it's a small hill. Let's be honest. It's not a very big.
Well, compared to some places, but for Florida, it's a really big hill. I'm telling you, I'm sticking with it. So we seem to have grown out of that. The dentist was here yesterday, and he is not. What do they call it when little babies reach benchmarks? And they crawl at a certain age, and then they stand at a certain age. He's not meeting his dental benchmarks.
He's not in the 80th percentile in his dental benchmarks.
No, he's not. But that's low on my worry list.
Like, what does that mean? He's not dropping caps? Like, what?
Yeah, well, his incisors seem to be at a stalemate. He doesn't want to lose the last 2 outside incisors. They're just stuck in there and they're not coming out.
Oh, because they're supposed to lose those final incisors at 4, and he'll be 5. And you know what? That's fine. That's normal. It's okay. It'll be fine.
It's okay. So other than that, the dentist loves him to death because he just stands there and says, "Oh, stuck that thing in my mouth, and I'm fine with it." The vets and the farrier just all love him to death because he stands there like a puppy dog.
I gotta ask you: is riding, being that you were an eventer and did a lot of dressage, especially with your current, your thoroughbred, is it different, like how you approach connecting with a gaited horse? Like, I've never really ridden one. I mean, I've sat on one, gone across, but like, I've never really ridden one. Do they bend? And is it the same kind of thing where like inside rein to outside, inside like to outside rein? Like, how does that work?
The basics are the same. The horse needs to be moving forward. He needs to be relaxed through his top line. And then he needs to learn to use his core to carry himself. All of those are the same. There's not a lot of bending going on because the gait that they do is not conducive to bending. They don't really go together well. So you're not going to see a horse that bends through their spine laterally like a 3-gaited horse would.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, gaited horses were intentionally created to go in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the gaits tend to be lateral rather than diagonal. And again, bending is not conducive. So not so much, but the horse has to be balanced, relax his top line, and use his core in order to move properly. That is 100% part of a gaited horse's life, and the most common sticking point when people ride horses and they say, I'm going to use my air quotes, he can't hold his gait or he won't gait. It's because of that. You have to ride in a balanced fashion to get all that.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, it just didn't seem like it would make sense, but for them to bend, but I'm assuming that they still have to have some flexion at the pole and be soft in the bridle. And what you're describing, by the way, is not something that a 4-year-old's good at. That takes forever.
Well, the first probably 3 months I had him, he was very, very tight in his top line. So the first 3 months or so I had him, we spent easily 80% of our under saddle time simply walking forward and stretching and moving long and low. About the time we got good at that is when the stifles started to act up and we had to kind of take a break. So coming back after the break, we struggled a little bit with the fact that the baby horse brain cell died during that vacation period. And now I've put a lot of fertilizer on that brain cell. We're just starting to get some little baby shoots of baby brain cells starting to grow again. So that was pretty exciting.
I think
I always count it a win when we get a ride with no spook. Not a single spook in an entire ride.
He is the spookiest horse I think we've ever owned at everything.
He is
literally
so
everything.
Spooky. Yeah. So we went through a phase where, because there's two ways to go with it. Okay, just put him to work. And when there's something scary, you just give him something to do so he can't pay attention to the scary thing. But what happened is over a course of about 4 weeks, his spookiness magnified 100-fold. So, well, this isn't working so well. So we backtracked and did quite the opposite. When there's something that's scary, if he wants to stop and stare at it, we just stand there and stare at it and stare at it and stare at it. And usually what happens after about 5 minutes, and I go crazy, I want to pull my hair out, he walks over and bites whatever it was, and then it's not scary anymore.
Isn't that amazing? So that is one of the journeys I've had with Miles, the Andalusian. It's like what I've realized is sometimes like just flexing him to the inside, talking to him with my reins, keeping him busy. I can keep one of those ears on me when I know something's going to come. But then there's sometimes we just have to stop and look at it. And it's getting better. And I'm assuming you've got him on vitamin E because that helped with Miles' spookiness exponentially. Plus, I've got 2 years on you, of all of this.
Well, 2 years, and he had such a limited life experience. Once he left the farm where he was born, he went to a place that you could eat off the floor. It was just crazy, immaculate, beautiful. But there was also no
stimulation.
There was no stimulation. He lived with his little brother. They were the only horses around. There was not a lot of stimulation going on. So during those formative years, it's kind of like when you get the puppy that's 5.5 weeks old, you need to socialize him before he's 16 weeks old.
Yeah.
He kind of missed that. So we're doing a little bit of remedial work there. And I'm not very patient, apparently.
Yeah.
But, we're getting better. And it's working because each time he makes a step up in his confidence level, the step is a little bit bigger. We used to be making millimeter steps. Now we're making centimeter steps.
Yeah.
So, I think we're on the right track.
You just have to take everything that you get that's moving forward as a win. That's why I think, too, a lot of times with thoroughbreds, I think the racing does them so good because they just experience so much. And then you've got a 4-year-old or like Miles, the only stimulus that they're going to get comes from us. And we have to be, it's that much more work. And so, we just go forward.
Off the track horses are so much easier.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Those race horses are so easy.
I was going to say, that's not something we hear every day. But it's true that way, right?
Much easier.
As far as spookiness is concerned, they've gotten all that out of their system.
As long as they've had good experiences, then but no, I think what we figured out is you just need to send James to a racehorse trainer and get him on the track and then he'll be fine.
There you go. And I also want to send him to a cattle farm so he can learn to move cows around.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take him to my next door neighbor's house because she has green acres over there, baby pigs, weird kinds of cows, turkeys, ducks, beehives, everything. I'm just going to send him down there and put him out in their pasture for a month.
Do it.
Just let him get used to it.
I think too, like Miles, what's redeeming about this and what makes it easier to be somewhat patient is he's so sweet. If
Yeah.
he was an asshole, it would be a different story, I think.
He really is a golden
Yeah,
retriever.
he's just
Yeah.
so sweet. And Miles that way too, So that, when you do get frustrated a little bit, then you go, but he's so sweet. So-
I know it's like kicking a puppy. You can't get mad. And I'm telling you, it worked out. Like Miles is a billion times. I mean, he's like fine now. So it just took all that time and patience. And this week we're gonna put him on the trailer and go to the local trail park and get him out and get him around, and just getting him out and taking him places and doing things. It's just all homework. And like you said, the baby horses require an ungodly amount of patience. I mean, Chad says what I do is like watching paint dry. And I'm like, it's fine. I can watch paint dry all day. Apparently it's okay.
Whereas me, I'd be out in 10 minutes. That'd be
Oh, your ADD is just not conducive to training horses.
Yeah, Glenn used to come out the first couple of times I get on baby horses back in the day. He would come out and watch because he was pretty sure I was going to get killed.
That was mostly
And he
just make
probably
sure
was-
that somebody called the ambulance, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
911 on speed dial.
And every single time I get up and nothing would happen, well, that was boring. Like he was disappointed.
Oh, such a man. It's
Nothing
like
happened.
Chad. It's the same thing. When I'd start jumping horses and I have they're just learning. So it's like a pole and then like the tiny little X to direct me through the middle. It's like, it went fine. Just put it up. I'm like, are you trying to make something not fine? What are you doing?
This is why I drive. So the other thing I told Jennifer is you two are twinsies now.
I know.
After your little weekend trip
Oh,
shopping.
that's right. You got yourself a saddle.
Well, I don't get it till Christmas, to be fair. So, and Chad was like, you can have it. I'm like, no, you bought it for me for Christmas. I'm gonna have some under that tree because at this point, whatever.
the car doesn't fit.
So the car's not gonna fit. So yeah, I got we have the exact same saddle, and you love it.
I do. It's liftable. It weighs
Yeah.
less than a 55-gallon drum of crude oil. It's holding up really well. It's not like I baby it. I sling that thing around and it's holding up really nicely. It's uber comfortable. Yeah.
And it's so light. And I've only sat on it on the, dummy at Teskey's, but I felt like I was like, dang, I feel like I'm in here. And the lady looked and she did like the 3-finger measurement between the little horn thingy. I didn't know what anything was called. A little like swell, I guess, in the front.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
Bougie. The swell. She was like, this fits perfect. This would be good. And so basically what she told me, Jen, and now it's good for you too, since you have the same saddle, is this is a very appropriate saddle for chasing cows. So let's go.
Have you gotten used to the horn
go.
yet, Jennifer? That horn bothered her for the longest time.
I still haven't got used to the horn.
Your hands hit
hard.
it. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm uber paranoid about getting chucked forward and catching a part of my body on it. And I always have been. This is not a new problem I've had. And if I was a person who was of means, I would send it to a saddler and have the saddle horn taken off.
Wow. Well, from what I know about Western saddles, that never happens. That never happens. Nobody ever gets a horn in their belly. It'll be fine.
Besides, if you guys are going to go do cows, you need some place to tie the rope. So, there's
I
that.
don't think it's that kind of saddle horn.
Oh.
I also don't think we're going to be throwing ropes. Like, call me crazy.
No. Although that's something I should practice with James. That's something I can do with him to, again, just let him experience stuff.
All right,
I need to take,
let me write this down. Get Jennifer a lasso.
I need to buy a
for
lasso. Put that on my Christmas list.
Yeah,
Get a
that's right.
lasso.
Lasso, what also helps is go in and watch the lake and stream exercise that Monty does. You can check that out on YouTube, I think, or on his university. The lake and stream is a fantastic exercise. And then you generalize the learning. So not that you asked for my opinion, but you generalize that and move the lake and stream to other places. So they're constantly having to do that. Plastic on a stick is incredibly good using approach and retreat. And the plastic is in a tiny ball and you slowly make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And you use approach and retreat with that. And then you get them comfortable with just everything all over their body everywhere. And then you get them to where in those situations, they're scared. They look to you and you're the calm, happy one who says, yeah, we can do this. You've already done this in there. Just doing it out here. Like, it's fine, so it's awesome. You're going to be great. I literally was where you are 2 years ago with Miles. So I get it.
Now, who's the Western saddle for, by the way? Or just on general principles?
It's for me because dear sweet Pat Roberts gifted me a saddle when I was out there last year for the movement, gave me a saddle. And it's like a champion saddle, right? So it's got like the stuff on it. And I brought it home, but I had to carry it home because I didn't want to ship it because it's huge. So I bought, while I was there, I bought it for Amazon, a Western saddle carrying kit. And I zipped it up in there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm slinging it over my shoulder, which sucks anyway. And I'm like walking around like, oh my God. And so I get to the airport and I'm gonna check it. So I bought this thing so I could check the saddle instead of ship the saddle. And I put it up on the scale and it weighed 49 pounds.
It's half your body weight, right?
And I ride Groot in Western Tack. And so it's 49 pounds and he's 16.3. And I'm like, this is how I died. Like, I'm going to be trapped underneath this saddle and like squished. So it was that. And I would love to chase cows on miles too. So I'm like, you know what? I will just get a lightweight Western saddle. And I've only touched it and sat in it the once because it's hidden away for Christmas, but I'm pretty excited. I think I'm glad you like yours.
Before we let Jennifer go, when you were at Teskey's, did you go to the lasso section? They must have had 10,000 lassos there.
Yeah, and they come in every color, so you can get her pink.
Every color and every style. There's apparently styles of lassos too, which.
New guest idea. Yeah. Styles of lassos, please.
Well, April, our listener, gave Barrett Farm Boys some lassos because like they were the appropriate. Apparently, there's different materials and different bendy capabilities and all that. I don't know.
All our Western listeners are cracking up over this whole conversation.
Right now. They're screaming at their phones right now.
I don't know. I'd be like, "That's pink. It's pretty. I'll get that one."
Bye, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us.
The snow is snowing, the wind is blowing, but I will weather the storm. Why do I care how much it may storm? Weather being a rocks will keep me warm. I can't remember a worse December. Just watch those icicles form. Why do I care if icicles form? Weather being a rocks will keep me warm. Clip off that furry coat, scrape off that mud. Don't need no furry coat. I'm snuggled in love. My heart's on fire. The flames grow higher. So I will weather the storm. Why do I care how much it may storm? I've got my rock to keep me warm.
Unfortunately, I don't know who sang that. It was years ago, and I only had it listed as a Weatherby the song. So whoever sang that, let me know, and we'll give you credit. But wasn't that brilliant?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, they should use that as their commercials.
I know. Weathervita.com for all your blanketing needs. I'm going to claim that is the best commercial we've had all year right there.
Time to learn why some days you're embarrassed to be part of the human race. In Jamie's Weird News.
That's right. It's the time of the week where, you know what? Weird stuff happens. And if you're ever looking through the news and you say, oh my God, that is so weird, email it to me, weirdnews@horseradionetwork.com. Now, we've got a few weeks worth because we did the holiday shows. So Michelle, Janelle, Lori, Julie, Shelly, Carrie, Stephanie, Jenny, Carol, Katie, Anna, Kaylin, another Rachel, Glenn, Tracy, Debbie, Eileen, Jolyn, Susan, Charlotte, Veronica, another Carol, April, Stephanie, and Laureen. All of you, thank you very much for sending me news. Unfortunately, obviously, I can't do that many stories because Glenn won't let me, so he keeps me to 4. And I would like to start out by saying, Glenn, that inmates have rights too. So what if you're in prison for violent things? This man who's wanted in prison in Australia for murder, his name is Andre McKechnie. Well, He's serving a life sentence and he can't live like this anymore, Glenn. Remember where I said they are.
Australia.
He's
got that,
in
right?
Australia
Okay.
and he has rights, damn it. And that he's taking legal action to make the rights happen, to get it happening. He has sued the prison and he's arguing that it is ridiculous that in prison he should have to live without his Vegemite. That's right.
That was not what I was going to guess.
Nope. That's not what I was guessing. That's why it's weird news. Yes, he says that the ban on the spread violates his rights to enjoy his Australian culture while he's in prison for murder. Apparently they have it banned because concerns are they could use Vegemite's potent aroma. It is very potent to mask contraband, or they could ferment it into making makeshift booze.
Really?
That's how helpful
Can you
Vegemite
imagine how
is.
crappy that booze would be?
Oh,
that was not what I was
everybody.
expecting. Okay, that would caught me
Yeah.
off guard.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome. Do you know, I'm just learning about these things. Call me. I live in Oklahoma, so we don't have these here. But do you know what a Waymo is?
Yeah, that's the self-driving taxi.
Yeah, so it's a Waymo vehicle. I did not know that they actually can detect things going on in the Waymo.
Well, there's
they
cameras pointing at you the whole time, so there's that.
Is there really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's creepy. This poor woman. Oh, bless her heart. So a woman in San
Who doesn't
Francisco.
think you get into a self-driving car and there aren't cameras pointing at the back seat?
Well, they got an eyeful at the Waymo division because this woman was in labor and decided to call a Waymo to take her to the hospital. And turns out, even with all the cameras pointed on her, she still had the baby in the Waymo by herself.
Oh.
Apparently, Waymo's rider support team detected, quote, unusual activity
I
and
bet they did.
initiated a call to check on the rider and then contacted 911. The mother and her new baby arrived safely in the Waymo at the hospital. So they actually, the Waymo got her safely to the hospital. The people rushed out and they birthed the baby in the car.
Oh, jeez.
Waymo is now saying that the newborn is likely the youngest ever person to ride in a driverless
I bet
vehicle.
it
So
is.
that should be some sort of like Guinness book. Waymo spokesperson said, "We're proud to be a trusted ride for moments big and small, serving riders from just seconds old to many years young. We wish the new family all the best, and we look forward to safely getting them from where they're going through many of life's events." Waymo immediately removed the vehicle from service
I bet they did.
for cleaning.
I often wondered, how do they know when it needs cleaned? I do know, I've heard stories that if you're doing not safe for work stuff in the back seat, they will pull your account and you'll never be able to ride again because it's happened many times, apparently.
So keep your babies in your pants, okay?
Although I got to give Waymo marketing credit. They did a good job playing it.
I had to do some checking on this one because oddly enough, we have done this story before, but it's not the same story. It happened again. And maybe people didn't learn by heeding the warning the first time. There's a 53-year-old man and he was in his house and he got shot in the back and injured by an unknown assailant, the man's son said in a 911 call. Now, obviously, if the guy died, I wouldn't be doing the story. So he's not dead. He's fine. Got shot in the back. Turns out, this is going to be short because it was a open and shut case. Okay. Way to go, Schilling Police Department. Apparently, 53-year-old man was in his bedroom cleaning his gun. And at some point, while cleaning the gun, something happened and he had to get off I think he just went to the bathroom. He set the gun down on the bed and he went into the bathroom and he came back out and bam, he gets shot in the back. What kind of yellow bellied person shoots a person in the back? Nobody. A dog did. The dog jumped up on the bed, hooked his little claw in the trigger, causing the shotgun to go off, which struck the guy in the back. Yeah, guns are bad.
Dumbass. What's the first? You don't know much about guns, but if I'm going to say to you, when you're cleaning your gun, what is the first rule of cleaning your gun?
Take it somewhere and have somebody else do it.
No, that's not the first rule. The first rule of anybody cleaning a gun is unload it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and this has happened before. And this exact thing has happened. A dog jumped on the bed and shot somebody. Like it's a thing.
This is not.
So yeah, the dog jumped on the bed, caused the shotgun to go off, shot him in the back. It says it looked like it was an accident. It's still being investigated, but the man was
really
treated.
hated him. Was one of the two. I don't know.
That's true.
But God, unload your gun when you clean it, people. It's first.
Okay, well, they did say in the New York Post, growl play is not suspected. Shut up.
That's a
Okay.
New York Post title right there.
Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I've got a couple more. I'm just trying to figure out which one. I'll save some of the other ones because Chad really liked this story.
Okay.
So, there's those storage units and they auction them off.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're not paid, like somebody doesn't pay the bill and they're like, fine,
we used to watch Auction Wars all the time years ago.
Oh, yes, that kind of thing. Okay. So there's a Colorado storage unit and it's being auctioned off. And the bidder made a shocking discovery when they opened the storage unit that they won bidding. Do you want to guess what it was?
I don't know.
I mean, guess. Come on, make a guess. What would you hope you would find in a storage unit that you just won?
A safe full of gold.
1.7 million fentanyl pills.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting. That's about that's over $1 million worth of pills right there.
Oh yeah, 1 point. And turns out they were counterfeit, so this gonna probably kill you. 1.7 million counterfeit fentanyl pills, 12 kilograms of fentanyl powder, and that had the potential to yield up to an additional 6 million pills. They're saying it's the largest one-time seizure of counterfeit pills in Colorado history and the 6th in the whole entire country.
Did the police at least give the guy money back that he paid for buying the unit?
You know what it doesn't say? I'm assuming not. But they also found 2.5 pounds of meth and a bunch of weed. So it's like a whole thing. And they've got it. The DEA has it displayed in the picture on this table, and it's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of pills.
You know what happened here, right? The guy who is in jail who had and then couldn't pay his bill. That's what happened.
Spoiler alert. Yep.
Is that what happened?
Turns out the registered owner of the storage unit was already in jail, which is why it wasn't paid. Can you imagine how much he was sweating that? I mean,
I assume additional charges pending.
It says no details are being released at this time due to the ongoing investigation. This is what the guy said, the DA agent. He said, this played out like an episode of a TV show where a winning bidder legally bought a storage unit and unbeknownst to them contained $1.7 million counterfeit fentanyl pills and drugs. There's no doubt many lives have been saved by keeping these poison pills off the streets of Colorado. So congratulations, everybody involved. Yay.
Wow.
I mean, what a win.
Except the poor guy who bought the units out all his money.
Hey, he's lucky to not be in jail. What if he didn't open it right away and that could have been bad. So he's lucky. Just take it as a win, dude.
Well, that was a good batch actually today. That was a good batch to end the year on. Good job.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, listeners, submitting those weird news stories. That was great. All right, we're going to end today's show. We'll be back again on Friday, and tomorrow we have we have an episode for you too. I don't remember what it is, but there's an episode for you tomorrow. So, and then we'll be back on Friday with our last recorded or live show of the year. We're going to be doing it. And then the next couple of weeks, we're going to be off. And then
By the way, you guys, payback is going to happen on Friday. Just so you know, like Glenn messes with me all the time. I am going to mess with Glenn and he has no idea what's coming and y'all are going to love it. Love it.
It's just us on Friday. So we're answering some listener questions. We're going to have some fun, maybe drink a little wine, something. Well, we can drink that early, can't we?
Bailey's and coffee, baby. Come
there you
on.
Go. Yeah, there we go. You get Bailey's and coffees. I'm going to be bougie and have a mimosa. So there.
Oh, see, I can't do it. Go straight to my head. I'll be swearing up a storm on this show.
Hold on, auditors. We're going to spend a few minutes with you in the post show. But to end the show, I have another submission from years ago into Radiothon. This is Auditor Chelsea. She's going to end the show with a song called My Gelding Blue.
My gelding blue is awfully cute until you make him mad. He's passive aggressive, so please do take care. For his flicking tail, he'll nail you in the face. He's sneaky, his aim is deadly. He will not lash out right away. He lies in wait instead until you're in position for maximum swattage, and then he'll flick his tail, lashing through the air like a flail, and then you will know that you have pissed him off.